Put aside the sinful ways and turn back to the Lord. I know I sound like a preacher right here, which I'm anything but.
Holding in the way, that's what I heard them say. They used to heed the words he said, but that was yesterday. Gold will turn to gray and youth will fade away. They'll never care about you, call you holding in the way.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I did reactions to two songs by Natasha Owen. She has received a lot of notoriety for her very good song, Trump Won, which now has over 1 million views on YouTube. I also, while looking through some of her other songs, I discovered a song called Freedom is the Song, which I absolutely fell in love with, and I did a reaction to that. Natasha wrote a comment on that video, and then she actually sent me a copy of her album called the Patriot, and she inscribed it to me. Corin, thank you, Natasha. I've been listening to the album, and one more song on here really speaks to me. A few weeks ago, I did a reaction to Tucker Carlson's speech at the Heritage Society. If you haven't seen that, you don't have to look at my reaction, just look at the speech in general. It's a great speech. And at the end of the speech, he says that we should all pray for America. I think that's true. I'm not a religious person. I don't attend the church, never really have much in my life. We are in such a state in this country that it seems like prayer might be the only answer to get us out of it. So let me play a little bit of this song and see what you think.
Her story is not fully written. We watch as the chapters unfold. But one day the history of this great land will be fully told. I think back through centuries and past legacies, and love for this country brings me to my knees. This is my prayer for America. May your heart of faith be restored. This is my prayer for America. May we be the example forevermore of what happens when a nation, when a people turn back to the Lord.
May we be the example forevermore of what happens when a nation and a people turn back to the Lord. You know, I think it was John Adams, one of the drafters of the Constitution, who said that our country would only work if people believed in God. And once they lost that faith in God, there's no way that you can have an orderly society. Natasha, I don't know who writes these songs, but whoever's writing these songs for her has a really deep sense of history, and she mentions legacy. And when she thinks of those things, it brings her to her knees. If you understand American history, how far we've come, and the great constitutional framework that our founders put in place, and how it served us so well for so many years, then you would realize that that's something that needs to be preserved, not forgotten, not thrown aside by nihilists and people that want to destroy our country. We have to have the basic freedoms that are set out in the Bill of Rights. Those have to be preserved. Without them, we are nothing.
So let us be those who are humble, praying and seeking God's face.
sinful ways and turn back to the Lord. I know I sound like a preacher right here, which I'm anything but. You can't turn on the television, watch social media today, be aware of what's going on in the world without thinking that we are in a great struggle with sin and evil and the devil, and that we have to turn back to the godly ways of doing things, love each other, stop all the division that is being artificially created between us.
Turn back to the Lord. This is my prayer for America. May your heart of faith be restored. This is my prayer for America. May we be the example forevermore of what happens when a nation, when a people turn back to the Lord. This is my prayer for
Just beautiful. She has a very soulful voice, and some of the other songs in these albums are traditional patriotic songs, the national anthem, God Bless America, My Country 'Tis of Thee. But I really tend towards these original songs that I mentioned. Now, she said recently that she's going to be reissuing this American Patriot album and adding the Trump One song to it. So if you like that song and you like what you've heard with these other songs, that would definitely be a CD that you might want to pick up. Waxing a little more philosophical here, there's been a long line of thought going back even before Nietzsche's time that perhaps God is dead in this world. And that's been misunderstood. And Nietzsche said, God is dead and we killed him. So it was our actions that killed God. And once you've killed God, you've killed all the morality that was based upon God. No matter who your God is, God is the source of morality, if a belief in something superior to just human vice. What people don't understand is that if you've killed God, then something else must come into existence to fill that gap in your soul. And in most cases, it's not necessarily a good thing. Some people think environmentalism is the new religion and the new God. But look a little closer into that and you'll see that there's people there, just like in every other religion, there's people there that are exploiting that belief for their own personal gain. So let's just admit that without God, we are lost.
Holding in the way, that's what I heard them say. They used to heed the words he said, but that was yesterday. Gold will turn to gray and youth will fade away. They'll never care about you, call you old